p.m. We'll call the meeting to order. Before we get started, will you please stand and join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. Do we have any additions to today's agenda?
I do not have any recommendations.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
I second.
Motion and a second to approve the agenda as printed. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, at this point, we'll open the meeting to public comment. Those wishing to speak must state their name and address for the record after they are acknowledged by the board chair. Each person will be limited to 2 minutes to make his or her remarks. Speakers will address all comments to the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. The board may not take action on an item presented during the public comment period unless the item is already on the agenda for action. When appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and items brought up during the public comment period to the county administrator for follow-up. And I will remind you, if you're here for public comment, we ask that you step up to the podium so that everyone can hear you. With that, we have public comment.
Good evening, my name is Matt Sunday. I'm at 2519 Stony Creek Drive here in Owatonna. I'm here tonight to talk about the East Side Corridor project and specifically a route that is being considered for this north-south highway on the east side of town called 29th Avenue. And that's where they're proposing the best route for this East Side Corridor be. It runs alongside a neighborhood of over 150 homes, many of those with children. I pulled up 3 recent incidents of children being hit by cars here in Minnesota, recent and close to home. One of them, traffic investigators are piecing through what happened after a little girl was hit and killed while riding her bike on Monday morning. The child, identified as 7-year-old Penelope, was riding her bike on the 5600 block of 2nd Avenue South when she was struck by an oncoming vehicle around 8:30 a.m. Police said the driver immediately pulled over, began helping Penelope at the sign, but she later died of her injuries. In Albert Lee, authorities in Albert Lee responded to a car crash versus bicycle on Friday evening. Upon arrival, Albert Lee officers found the bicyclist laying in the southbound lane on Bridge Avenue. The victim was unresponsive, and officers began life-saving measures, but the child was transported to Mayo Clinic Health System, where he was later declared dead at 5:52 p.m. The child was 11-year-old Aiden Michael Breckley from Albert Lee. Another one, Minnesota State Patrol says 2 people are dead after an accident with a vehicle veered off the road and struck a child. Police says the 7-year-old boy died, as did the 47-year-old driver of the vehicle. Vehicle rolled after the crash. In the 1990s, this route, 29th Avenue, was studied, and the county was advised not to allow any development on the right-of-way being considered for this road. And yet, there's a neighborhood there now. That right-of-way has been sacrificed, and it is unsafe to build a county highway along this neighborhood. I urge everybody in here, commissioners, to vote for safety measures for this road wherever it goes on the east side of town, because this is not being studied as part of the studies for the East Side Corridor. It's up to you to build a safe road and to make sure we're protecting our children and our residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Any other public comment? Is there any other public comment? All right. Hearing none, we'll close the meeting to public comment. Correspondence.